Fresh pineapple and baby grapes. Both of you, I want you to listen to me. Bitcoin is actually getting cheaper over time, which is very contrarian to what Bitcoin maxis have been saying. They will say that Bitcoin gets more expensive over time. Why? Because everything priced against Bitcoin looks bad over the 10-year time frame. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't look that bad because Bitcoin hasn't been doing too well with the money supply printing ever since we had the zombie virus. By comparison, of course, we hope that we are in a significantly cheap zone, and we hope that we pump out of it, but you can't deny it. What also you can't deny is that Bitcoin is getting cheaper over time to Ethereum. You see this chart here? If you go to charts.cointrader.pro, you'll be able to see at the very, very top, you can actually see what's going on when it comes to the pricing of Bitcoin and Ethereum together. So one Bitcoin used to buy you 500 ETH. I think it was actually 2,000 from the ICO at one point. I mean, that number's so nuts, right? Now it only buys you 17. Wild. So you can just type this in. If you type in BTC on the chart, you just look at BTC ETH, and you can have a look at this. It's just the inverse of it. This is ETH BTC upside down. Instead of 17, you'll get 1 on 17, whatever it is. So, man, that's crazy, isn't it? To think that Bitcoin used to be, wow, it used to give you 500 ETH, now crashing down. You know, when the flippening happens, it'll be 1 divided by 0.16, which is going to be 1 divided by 0.16. It's about 6.25 ETH. Wow. Isn't that wild? So that'll be crazy. When that happens, it'll be like, wow, 1 Bitcoin used to get you 625 Ethereum. And then at a flippening, it'll only get you 6.25. That will be the chart that makes their blood boil when they hear it, because it goes counter to the narrative. They'll just ignore it. They'll pretend it doesn't exist. They'll say it doesn't count. But we know it does count, because ETH BTC is the king of altcoins as an indicator as to the health of people wanting to take risk on. So don't forget this, Bitcoin is losing purchasing power to Ethereum. But why don't they talk about it? Why doesn't anybody talk about it? Well, of course, it doesn't go towards the narrative of number go up. But the real reason why they don't is when you are relying on your narrative of pure money, it doesn't help you to recognize Ethereum and its strengths. Why? Because Ethereum has a store of value component, but also a utility component that they don't have. See, Bitcoin is just meant to be a pure form of money. That goes to the most pure form of money. It's just a monetary premium. You can perfectly rely on it, send it, etc. And it's fully decentralized. But Ethereum gaining on Bitcoin, it is more centralized. Ethereum, on a relative scale, is more tainted. Ethereum has JP Mosquito, Citybug, Bank of Ants, and Goldman Slugs all getting their tentacles in, all their sloppery, slimy bug ways. Their bug guts just going to go everywhere, and they're just like little cicadas flying around, little cockroaches rolling around. That's exactly what they're trying to do to Ethereum with MetaMask, Infura, and fake DeFi Uniswap, of course. So it doesn't help them at all to recognize, oh my gosh, the tainted ones are going up in price. That's why they're going to have to just keep turning a blind eye. But eventually, it's going to blow. Remember, this is the ETH BTC chart. So what we were looking at was just the inverse of it, of course, because it's on a log chart, right? Just the inverse. If you inverse this is what you get. So at some point, we're probably going to end up at the top. Now, there's no guarantee. It's just that it seems like with Ethereum's hyper-aggressive burning and the tax and the yield, and you don't give inflation out to miners to dump on electricity. You just have so many things pushing it towards that direction. Of course, it's going to take a while. It might not even happen in the next cycle. You know, we might trap everybody again. This is just my guess, just to let you know. We might even go up here. Everyone thinks flippening's coming. And then we come back down and we go sideways again. And we have to go to the end of the decade. Man, that'll be torture. But hey, it's marching on. That's the most important part. So if Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin, wouldn't it be nice to find something that gains on Ethereum? That's why I always tell you, professionals chart against Ethereum, okay? The very, very basic, you should chart against Bitcoin. Very basic. You shouldn't even be bothering USD charts. I only show that because everyone likes looking at it, but really at the end of the day, when it comes to big moves, always chart against Bitcoin and Ethereum. You want to know where they are before you enter and you buy. But because our time frame is so long, we don't need to worry at all. And they're very contextual. You only got to worry about if out of 40 months, out of 40 months in a crypto cycle, 36 months-ish, you have 85% of the time you're going down. So there's only the final euphoria moments where you're actually exiting. So of course, I expect, hope, pray, ChainLink continues to go up. Now this was Sergey, right? During the month of September, he was wearing these kicks. Everybody started buying them out. It's a meme and it's a joke. The community's banding together. There's also something very ominous and weird. Literally the past 12 to 15 times, whenever ChainLink has gone up, it's right before an enormous Bitcoin crash. Like every single time, 100% of the way. But eventually, one of them is going to happen where it doesn't send the whole market down to Goblin Town. So we're just going to wait and see. And crowd favorite, Woody Joseph, who is literally negative 100% of the time. So Woody, even though I'm bullish on ETH BTC, bullish on the crypto industry, bullish because Ethereum is gaining on Bitcoin, friends. That's a very bullish thing. That means we are finding ways to add utility and use case to crypto where people don't just dump the coin into oblivion. We're finding something for people to hold besides pet rock, that we're discovering those use cases. That's what we're actually doing in crypto. So we have Mr. Woody Joseph, who's permabear. Mr. Woody Joseph saying, a recession is coming to crypto and the stock sideliners who will get it. Profit heavy holders will be used as a sacrifice. We both need each other. You need yous to pump y'all higher. We need y'all to support the price. Wrecked. So I know what Woody is smoking today. Woody is crowd favorite, always negative, has never said any positive thing. I've told him 15 times, bro, you got to change your avatar. You got to do this. What's even your name? J4Y. Like it's going nuts. Okay. So I'm just here to remind, just keep everybody grounded. Okay. A recession is always coming, friends. Always. There's always a recession around the corner. Why? Because of the Ponzi system. If you stop inflating, everything defaults to zero. So like this, like every year, you look at a year, okay? We look at, let's say this is a year. Every year, okay, we have the GDP is going up, but if they just stop the money printing, our tendency is to zero every single time. So we just hope that we don't have such an enormous shock first, right? We hope that if there's a shock coming, so we might be halfway in the year, and the government can be like, towards the end of the year, we're expecting some slowdown. So what they'll start doing is they will start doing pre-planned stuff. So as we get towards there, we can sustain the moves up. That's what they're constantly doing. That's why the government is also pricing in the future as well. That's why, how do we get destroyed? It's when the market sees something, we don't know, what's this? Can the government thinks it or not? Every time there's a bad move, like the zombie virus. They're like, wait a minute, what does money printing do with zombie virus? So the market doesn't like uncertainty. That's why it'll go down. That's why I'm here to tell you the secret is positioning. How is everybody positioned? Are they positioned for a perfect world? Okay, wherever the perfect world happens, there's not much upside. But if a bad world happens, plenty of downside. So here I am to repeat. Right now, Mr. Woody is massively bearish, and he is confident to talk of a big crash. He goes, big crash, okay? That's why I'm just letting you know. When the market goes up enough to squeeze Mr. Woody by the balls, when it actually squeezes him by the balls and makes him cry and makes him embarrassed to talk about a stock market crash or a recession, then it's going to dunk on us. When he finally capitulates and he's like, he won't come out and say, I am wrong, I own up to my mistakes. They don't say that. They just disappear. In fact, you probably forget about him. And here is Mr. Woody out in the woods trying to make his way through there before the dark trolls get to him. Also, as a friendly comment, so Woody continues the negativity. Let's go. Mr. Woody says, I put $10,000 of my hard work in an annoying job and I put it into Hex 2.5 years ago because you all said it was a hedge. And then I got out in the nick of time. Pray for the soul who DCA this and is underwater. I couldn't imagine you could have enjoyed that, but got wrecked because of Twitter accounts. They are the real. So here I am, just to mention to you, friends. I know there's 99.9% of us, we know this, but you always got someone who's a bit salty, little negative Nancy, saying everyone who held it got wrecked, just like every single cycle or every single asset cycle in the history of mankind. But also, you shouldn't go around blaming others when you are the one who clicked the button and decided to get in, okay? So this is what I always tell people this. I go, if we went up 20x, Mr. Woody would have given me or anybody else, 0 of the profits to anybody who told him to get in. Okay, so you're basically like a communist. One of the socialists is, okay, if there's downside, I want to blame you. But if there's upside, I'm going to keep the money for myself. All right, if you want to live in that world, you're a little cuck. That's why I want to tell you, take responsibility. Yeah, it sucks. What can you do? You can't do anything. Also, Mr. Woody, so he says, it's true, right? It's just very weird how nobody knew the top of the market, bro. How many times I got to go through this? Can I just remind you, okay, just like we have to go through this time and time again, but it's okay, friends, it's okay. That's what we're here for. Can I just remind you, Michael Saylor, the guy who called the intergenerational rally on Apple, the guy who was bullish on Apple before it did like an ATX move, an 8,000% rally, the guy who said Apple was going to take on the world in like early 2000s, that guy with multiple billions of dollars was turbo leveraged long on Bitcoin up here and told everybody to mortgage their house and told everybody we're going to $5 or $10 million and told everybody none of your 4-year cycles work because Godzilla comes and steps on your pinball machine. Go and listen to his interviews. That was the exact metaphor. Okay, so you can't just say everybody knew it was the top of the market. No one knows anything. I'm going to ask you right now. Tell me the exact price the market's going to be in 12 months from now. And I want you to put $10,000 on a short or a long, depending on that price. Go and put your money where your mouth is. You won't do it. Why? Because you don't know either. And speaking of that, friends, no one knows anything. But the Nvidia CEO, so Nvidia, this is one of the most egregious crimes in all humanity. This is the Nvidia chart. Okay, now why is this a crime? This is a crime because for some reason, my portfolio didn't do this, but Nvidia somehow did this. Do you want to know how big Nvidia is, friends? Nvidia has a $1 trillion market cap now. $1 trillion. I mean, look at this. It went from September 2022. It went on the most vertical up-only rally of all time. It did a 4.6x. It went from 200 billion to that. You know what that equivalent is? That exact market cap? That is, right down here, is Ethereum, right? Ethereum at our price. It's the equivalent of Ethereum going from here to $9,400 in a straight line. Literally, this is months. Ethereum just rocketed up to 9,400. Can you believe that? That's like Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, that's Bitcoin going up to about 100 something K. Wow. Straight line, month. That's wild. But is it really wild? Look what happened. The CEO has dumped $24 million just in that month. Bang. Bullish unlock selling. So like the stock market, people, it really is a greater fool Ponzi because you sit here and you go, bro, do you know how many years it's going to take you to make back your money here? Look at the PE, friends. Can you zoom in? Let's zoom in. Look at this PE, 100.5. Do you know what that means? That means for every dollar you put into Nvidia, today's profits, right? Today, for every dollar, you're going to get it back in 100 years. Literally 100 years. Absolutely wild. Okay, look at their revenues. Their revenues 26 billion. That's their revenue. It's not even their profit. So I mean, oh man, it's just crazy. Like these numbers, they blow out of the water. That's it. This is what happens. On one hand, you have people saying, no, it should be here because of the forward PE and they're taking over AI and AI is changing the world. Yes. On the other hand, you just got to admit, bro, you missed the trade. Okay, you missed the trade. Okay, what are you doing buying it up here? But this is what the markets do. They can do this. It's just that we hope and pray that one day Bitcoin, Ethereum, and total crypto market cap can do something of this nature to take over the world. But, there are people still here, so I want you to practice, man. There are people probably listening right now. They're saying, no, the forward PE for Nvidia is better. Their profits are going to go through the moon, and they're taking over AI. They're using all the AI stuff. The profits are huge. Okay. But the thing is, you can tell me that story, but have a look at the price. The price is already telling me that world is coming. All right. Now, if you were given to me cheap, now obviously we're not looking at relative value for these, but if you were to give it to me for a price where the market doesn't think this is coming, now it's attractive. But you're telling me they're going to perfectly take over the world of AI and you're priced like they're going to take over the world of the AI. There's no discount. You want to get the discounts. That's why we're in the land of crypto, and that's why we hunt in the depression to get out in the euphoria. We're going to like, subscribe, press the bell button. I appreciate every single one of you. Tell mom and dad we love and appreciate them. Catch you in the next one.